Well, hello, hello, hello. Goodness sakes. Nice to see everybody here. What is going on? This should be live. Why am I not live? What is going on? There we go. Why am I not? We are live. What is going on? There we go. We are live. Now we got to cut the volume down on YouTube. Well, welcome everybody. I have been, oh boy, I have been online on YouTube, I should say, for hours every day, watching what's happening to my channel. And it's a little mind-boggling. 2 weeks ago, from the 27th, about 12 days ago, I was at 1,200 subscribers and averaging about 200 views a day. 2 minutes ago, I just broke 3,000 subscribers, and I'm averaging in excess of 50,000 views a day. Boggles the brain. And it's mostly positive. I've had a few screwballs, and I just shut them down because I don't want it. So, hello everybody. Let's see. We got a bunch of people here. Let me see how many. 28. That's pretty good for 2 minutes in. Let's call out everybody. Little shout out. Now, the first person who was here is no longer here, and that was Fish Room Fever. Fish Room Fever logged in and was the first thumbs up. I assume he's off frying other fish. Griffin Fish Room was number 2. And then Hat Trick Farm. And then after that, Steve Mustang 516, hello to you. Danny Ken, Sandy Dowdy, Sand Creek Aquatics, nice to see you. Dragon Lair, Kay Holiday, Chewy, hello Chewy. There's Fish Room Fever, he's back. Bent Jurgensen from Denmark. Kaler's Aquatics. Tommy Denta, saying hi to Bent. Lydia Dones, thank you so much. Dragon Lair, Lance Jones, Sean OOTD, Big Tank Hank, and that's about everybody. So welcome. I do want to send a challenge, if you will, to all of you who are here. I'm looking for a few more monitors. Kaler, Daniken, oh, Fisher and Fever is the monitor. Didn't know that. That's great. Kaler, Duncan, and Fish Room are doing yeoman's work, as well as Daniken. If there is anyone else who would like to step up to the plate, I will be happy to so designate you. And yes, Dragon Lair, all the cool people are here indeed. And there are more. Kaler, I have only 20, forget. Oh, Christopher, didn't forget about you. Sorry. It's a redfish, bluefish. Just sent a note called clandestine activities. Oh, he's live, is he? Ah, he's stepping on me, is he? Well, he probably won't be there long. We should go over and say hello. Go over and say hello to Fisher and Faber. Tell him he's stepping on Father Fish. He'll love it. Only have 20 what, Kaler? Sand Creek Aquatics. Wonderful. I was going to ask you. Add moderator. William Jensen is lurking, doing his water changes. Jensen, my very first girlfriend's last name was Jensen. She was Dutch. Her first name was Annette. And she was, and I'm sure still is, the most beautiful girl in the world. Have not heard from her, oh my word, in 60 years. Tried to find her a few times, couldn't do it. I guess in heaven. Kay Holiday, someone was complaining that I had loads of mods. I think some of them left, I don't know. Fisher and Fever says, not me, don't know what that's related to. Oh, he was not the one complaining, I guess. Yes, Manuel Kim, great day to you as well. Meant not FRF, Fisher and Fever. Right. Redfish, bluefish. Yes, that's right. He just sent me a message or sent a message, said that he's live. Clandestine activities, confessions of a plant geek. I'm not going to scroll over. Well, I could, I guess. But then how will this work? If I change channels and go over to him, I'm still going to be live. Let's see if I can do. I don't know if I can do this. This will be interesting. Right there, and there he is. And I got sound up.
Handling stuff that other people have been touching.
And I can't say anything. Hi there. I am. Well, I sent him a note. Hi there. I'm streaming with you right now. So we'll see.
This isn't actually, I will show you what I was really happy they kind of threw this in as
He may not read. Anyway. Let's see. Let me get back. Back here. Dragon layer sounds perfect. Perfect. Well, the problem with moderators is that I'm not sufficiently professional about live streaming to be able to even express appreciation to moderators, much less to know what's going on and how to do it on the chat. So I appreciate all you guys who are there, who are helping me out, because you're making things happen that I don't have the sense to do. Priscilla is lurking while building a stand. Good job. And Dragon Layer is only doing multi-tank addiction. But I got him. Let's see. Friday Fish Facts. Hello, hello. Christopher W.'s video. I got 8 subs and just planted the tank today, so I have not uploaded yet. He's saying, Tom Bennett can give any tips for breeding rubifrons. I recently required a trio. Well, maybe. Fungulus rubifrons. I think General Kelly rules or Kelly systems are going to work. Heavily planted, depending on where they came from, you may need to adjust your pH. Probably they're going to be fine in hard alkaline water. Do water changes once a week if they're not producing eggs in the plants. You might do a mop, see if that'll help. Their eggs are sticky. They should adhere. You should see them. They're probably going to spawn early in the morning, so you want to check carefully when the lights go on and see what's in there. And keep us posted. Let us know how it's going. They're a really pretty little fish. Hi, Precious Tranquility. Nice to see you. Alice KH. Hello, Alice. J. Rowe. Hello, hello. Big James. Hi there. V. Stag. Hello, all. Let's see. We need to all hit Christopher here. Bump him up a bit. Phoenix. I'm still wondering if the amount of substrate is more important than the content. Remember the tanks that got messed up by the employee? Good question. I think the amount is more important than the content. You can really use anything for substrate so long as the total is an absolute minimum of 3 inches deep. It may take a while for the bioload to build up and to actually get that enriched substrate, but it'll happen. Dirting the tank simply speeds up the process and allows you, in effect, to kickstart your aquarium without any long-term side effects. So it's desirable to do it, but absolutely not critical. That's important, especially for people who have already got tanks set up and want to try to improve them. All you really need to do, if you've got gravel in there, is add 2 inches of sand to it, or maybe 3 inches. You want to make sure you've got at least an inch on top of the gravel. You should never get mulm. If you're getting mulm, you need more sand. So that's kind of the key. Good question, Phoenix. Yes, Precious made it too. That means she's awake, alert, alive, well, and happening. And I'm delighted to see you. Chevy Fish, hi there. Christina Wild, hi. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You bet, Dragon Lair. A very happy Mother's Day. Make sure you hit the like button, Jay says. 42 watching, should have 42 likes. Jay is begging to be a moderator. So there you go. There's your side. Sand Creek Aquatics. Somebody not hitting the like button. Wasn't me, I hit it. Hat Truck Farm, hello again. Friday Fish Facts. Good afternoon. You're welcome, Dragon Lair. Let's see. What else? Why does mulm disappear with deeper substrate? Well, it simply goes down into the sand and goes down. Here you go. If you've got 5 inches of substrate, let's say 1 inch is dirt and the other 4 inches is sand. The mulm goes down in that and it's going to go down all the way in a relatively new tank. It'll go down 2 to 3 inches and will settle right above that 4th inch, which is being processed into the soil, into the bottom. So it's a slow process of the mulm going into the bottom, breaking down, and being taken up by roots. If your substrate is too shallow, it's full, in effect, up to the surface. So you add another inch of sand, and that mulm goes into it and is processed down through it. So if you've got mulm, it means your sand is too shallow. Just add another inch or 2, and you won't see it anymore. Good question. Let's see. Dragon Lair's getting some black rose shrimp from Roe. I was on Redfish Bluefish Friday night, and he mentioned a new shrimp channel that I did sign up for, and I don't remember his name, but I did want to mention it because somebody else will have picked up on it, I'm sure. Let's see. Let me get to Christopher here.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Good. I forgot to lock the door.
What are you saying? You're close?
Well, you can hang. Yeah, I'm online with about 50 people, so I'm
Take a peek.
absolutely enjoy yourself. Let's see if I can hit him and get on real quick. Dooby-doo. Paste. I don't know what I got. The Sand Creek. I did not get an appropriate channel when I tried to go to Christopher's. When in doubt, add more sand. Absolutely, that's the key. If you're having a problem, add more sand. Let's see. Tell him to lock the door. Well, I got somebody in here now. As soon as he's gone, I'll lock the door. Ah. Takashi Amano. You mean the shrimp? I tend not to keep them. They're kind of aggressive. I have a hard time with shrimp anyway because they never get fed on time. Detroit shrimp, that's exactly right, Daniken. That's who it was. Yeah, click on Detroit shrimp. He's really got a great website, and he is on, I believe, every evening from 7 to 9. It's loaded with valuable information about keeping shrimp. Definitely worth it. I will lock the door, precious. Let's see. JH is not allowed downstairs. I hear a drill. Amber is up to something. Ah, guess you're getting a surprise. The person that shrimp. Oh. Okay, I'm with you. I'm sorry. You're talking about Amano who died a couple of years ago. Takashi. Well, what do I think about him? I think he was a genius. He was an artist. He was a marketing genius extraordinaire. He became very wealthy and very famous through not just promotion, although that was such an important part of it, but by doing remarkably brilliant aquascapes. And he came on early on. He really kick-started that facet of the industry. I've always admired his work. I noticed that the massive construction he did in Spain is still in existence. They were supposed to tear it down. They did not. I trust it will remain up. I certainly have nothing bad to say about him. I think it's important, though, to understand that that's very different from what I'm doing and what I'm suggesting. Aquascaping how can I say this? The profession, if you will, of aquascaping uses many of the same techniques as the deep substrate or dirted tank, but they're really not about that. They're really not about setting up a dirted tank. Thank you. Good to see you. They're really about creating an aesthetically challenging and brilliant piece of art. People who do this and enter their work in contests may work for 6 months on such a piece.
Hey,
Lock the door for me, and then you're going to be quiet because I'm online. It's one of my street people just came in. So we'll let them hang out, keep the door closed. After the pictures are taken, if the piece is not sold, it gets broken down and a new one gets built. What I'm doing, and I think what most hobbyists are about, is creating aquariums that will last for years and years. And that's really the purpose of the dirted tank or the deep substrate. You can sort of combine the two, but the reality is they're very different. They're done for different reasons. They employ different techniques. You certainly can aquascape a dirted tank, and you can enter it in a contest, and you may win a prize. But they're really two different kinds of animals. Kissing cousins, if you will, but different kinds of animals. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And thank you, Christopher, for the question. Excellent question. I'm sorry I misunderstood. Now we'll try to catch up. Wondering how, let's see, Mr. Three-Bitted. Wondering how under gravel filters work with the deep substrate method. Well, the reality is they don't. That is, if you put dirt in the tank or sand, then they don't work. If you put 4 to 5 inches of gravel on top of the under gravel filter, it will work, and it'll actually work fairly effectively. It takes a while, however. The way it works is the dirt that's being pulled in comes in, it creates channels. And those channels eventually plug up. And as they plug up, a new channel opens. The ones that are plugged up become anaerobic and begin breaking down the waste. So the under gravel filter does work. It takes time. It will grow plants because it does create a bulk of a mulm, if you will, or waste matter that's breaking down. And the roots are able to utilize that. They create, a root will actually create an anaerobic environment around itself in order to further that process of breaking down the waste so it can be nourished by it. So the root itself kind of creates its own environment. Precious is saying Father Fish needs a reliable assistant. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. I'm having trouble right now getting videos made. Number one, because I'm so fascinated by what's happening on my channel. I'm spending a lot of time there, but a lot of the time I'm spending there is commenting with people who are leaving chats. So I'm getting back to that as well. And then I've got it's caused a welter of people coming into the shop. So I'm real busy in the shop as well. A couple of girls just came up. I guess they're leaving. Came up to the door. And I think my Jerry the sailor, told him I'm closed. So anyway, yeah, Precious is absolutely right. I need help. I'm trying to hire somebody to come on board. I think I'll probably do that. I could really use some online help though, if I can figure out how to use it, or find a person who knows how to perform that function. Well, let me keep on going here so I don't get too far behind. We did this under gravel. Scott Backer is talking about Detroit. Yeah, he really is cool. Kaylor, it's Christopher's channel. Mag Guy, 44 Mag Guy. How are you? Nice to see you. Christopher W. Ha 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 ha. What are you laughing about? Sean OOTD. Hey, Scott. Let's see. Sandy Dowdy. JX Aquatics. Yeah, we did your problem with going downstairs. What do we think of canister filters versus sump filters on 90-gallon discus tanks? I do not prefer one over the other, except that a canister filter needs to be cleaned routinely and a sump filter never does. I do deep sand bed in my sump filters and they never get cleaned, whereas the canister will eventually lose pressure because it gets too gunked up. So that's kind of the big difference, which means, of course, that you're not creating a balanced environment with it. Because you're taking things out. I do that to a certain extent anyway with the sponge filters, but I clean sponge filters maybe once every 6 months to a year. So, Christopher, I got to jump off. I got water change to do. Thank you and stay healthy. Likewise, nice to have you with us. Christopher, love from Norway. Tony, we're having a great stream. Thank you so much. Dragon Lair, Nathan. New tech and marketing cause people to stop using them. Talking about under gravel, I guess. Plus, they tend to build up a lot of gunk and had to be broken down every few years. Yeah, that's true. I had a dear friend, Jeff Campbell was his name, master fish keeper. That's what he used. Had another friend, John Coleman. He also used deep under gravel filters. Both master breeders, master fish keepers, who used them up until they died. I mean, they were absolutely committed to them. I gave them up when I got into Wallstead. That kind of made more sense to me, and I've been on that track ever since. Precious is taking applications for online representative. I think Precious has the job. We need to figure out what the job is. She probably already knows though. She wouldn't be promoting it if she didn't know. So you're hired, Precious. You are hired. Will a dirted tank fix a tank with blackbeard algae? You know, I think it does, because I think blackbeard algae is a function of excess nutrients in the water column. And the benefit of the deep of the dirted tank or the deep sand bed is that it pulls those nutrients out of the water column, precipitating them into the soil where they get locked in until they're taken up by the roots of plants. So yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've had blackbeard algae in any of the deep substrate dirted tanks that I've created. Can't think of one. There were a few early on, but they've disappeared, and I don't believe I have any anywhere at present. Danican, talking about James. At Fish Room Fever. Yeah, he sure does. In fact, James notified me that my channel was blowing up. And about the same time, I realized it. And I don't know how he did that, but he did. Fish Room Fever, if you would like to come on, I'd be happy to have you. Let me post the link. And I would kind of admire having you here to chat about what's been going on my channel, because I don't really altogether understand it. And I expect you probably do. Let's see. I'll jump back on, what am I on? Yeah, Precious builds stuff. She just built a magnificent kitchen. Woman's amazing. An oxic filter, so I need to go back here. I'm losing a bunch of stuff. Let's see. JN Aquarium is here. Joseph Harper has a 4-inch sand bed and all his 90-gallon discus. Works for me. Bjorn Serapio. What about anoxic filter systems? Well, that's essentially what a deep sand bed does. I've not used anoxic filter systems per se, but that's precisely what you're creating with the deep sand bed. Under gravel filters, tend to go out of popularity due to the change of thought process in the marine hobby. That's interesting, Chewy. The fellow I was mentioning, John Coleman, was the head curator at Shed Aquarium, and he employed under gravel filtration systems in all the monster tanks at Shed. So when he retired and moved to Florida, he set up his fish room with them. And he was kind of a hardhead about it. I mean, he thought what I was doing was stupid. Sadly, he's gone and I can't fight with him anymore. Dragulair said he used them for 30 years. Yeah, I used them for a long time, probably nearly 30 years, I'll bet. I started using them in the late 60s and used them right up until, I don't know, 2000. So that's at least 30 years. Christina Wilde just bought Diana's book. It's a little dense, but if you can plow through it, it's full of absolute jewels that just stick with you. I am forever pulling comments and insights out of her book that have become staples for me. Hello, Aaron J. Stevens. It'll take you a while, but that's good. Daniken, thank you for the $10 super sticker. And somebody left, Sand Creek Aquatics. Thank you very much for the $1.99 super sticker. Very nice. Thank you, guys. I may actually make money this month. I'm right at about 25, 30 bucks a week at my current rate of growth. Of course, if that plummets, then I'm back to a buck. But for so long as it lasts, I'm in good shape. Thank you again, Daniken. Bjorn, thank you for the channel. He's in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, I love it. I love Trinidad. I love Tobago. I spent no more than a month there some years ago. Just really wonderful. Had such a great time. Chewy liked under gravel with potted plants. Well, that's the problem. I remember I was with Jeff Campbell one day when he was cleaning out his substrate, pulled out his plates. He had Sagittarius growing in there, and the roots were all through the plate. He'd lost a lot of roots. Tried to be careful about it, but it was kind of inevitable. Joseph Harper is asking who's on the West Coast. I'm in Florida personally. Right, as Denikin said. Let's see. Dragulair had a shop in the early 90s, had under gravel and hang on the back on all his tanks. Yeah, I decided not to do that, mainly because I'm really lazy and I know I would not have gotten around to do water changes. So I set up these central systems that greatly simplify water changes. And Danny Ken saying is in Portland. Joseph's daughter goes to college in St. Augustine. The store is in Venice, south of Sarasota, so a bit of a haul from St. Augustine. Big J's in California. Christine Wild, California. Sand Creek. Let's see. Mark Honert. How are the new German discus doing? Glad you asked. I got 24 of them. I've sold about 8, I think. I've got them in a couple of 29 talls, 85 degrees planted tanks. They're very, very shy. They might do better in a bare tank, but I had them initially in a large tank and they were huddling together. So I moved them split them up and put them into 2 tanks. I fed blackworms today, fed brine shrimp yesterday. I'm frankly having trouble getting them eating. They're picking a little bit, but they seem healthy enough, but I'm really a little apprehensive. I think I'm going to have to contact Hans and have him send me some of his food. Xavier J is in Miami. Kaylor's asking for patrons, for patrons on Patreon. I have not begun working on Patreon. I know I need to. I've got 2 videos planned for it. I just got to get around to do it. Chewy. You know, the issue of bad gases, I think, is a red herring. The only gases that really build up are nitrogen, which is 95% of the air that we breathe in. Theoretically, toxic gases could build up, but if they did, they would dissipate in the air. They wouldn't dissolve into the water. They would pop out and be gone. You would never notice them. I just think for all the benefits of a deep sand substrate, that all this conversation about poisonous gases is so much claptrap by people who haven't done it and are simply looking for an excuse to not do it and try to convince everybody else they shouldn't do it. Unless you have had it happen and it caused a problem, I think you ought to shut up about it, because I don't think it's true. So there. Father Fish, sounding off. Last time I did this, I lost 2 good friends. I hope I don't lose Chewy. Wasn't about you, Chewy. Let's see. Joseph Harper lives in Jersey, but goes to St. Augustine. Be fun to have you. Please do come and identify yourself. It was an invalid link. Oh dear. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, it was a YouTube link. That didn't make sense. Where am I? I'm on stream. Why is it doing that? It's showing a YouTube channel. I don't understand. I've done this before and it worked. Maybe before, I don't know. I could back up. Let's see. Share screen. I don't know. Can I back up and get it? Got it. Try that. Hydrogen sulfide. It's rare that it happens. And if it does, it's a gas. It's going to dissipate, isn't it? Let's see. Never had a problem. Use a lot of circulation. Never had a problem with deep sand beds. Joseph Harper. Joe, the opinion of the marine aquarists. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it probably happens, but it probably is not a problem. And I guess that's the issue. I mean, lots of things can happen, but unless it creates a catastrophe, it's sort of a non-issue. How are the seahorses? Chevy Fish is asking. Well, I sold most of them. A few died. One was brought in yesterday, so I've got one and looking for more. Rohan J just noticed I've got 3,000 subs. Actually, I am over 3,000. Let's see where I'm at precisely. YouTube Studio. I'm at 3,009. And now, I don't know how to do this. See, here's the problem. I'm doing stuff and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just looking at my my YouTube studio page, and I wanted to get on channel analytics. Views for the last 7 days are 38,000. Views for the last 2 days are 15,000 with 77 yesterday. So that's about a half. So I'm at seven plus thousand views daily right now. Something got me. It's amazing. Hi, Rohan J. Oh, here he is. Fisher and Fever. Now, let's see if I can. There we go.
Hey, Father Fish, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I appreciate you asking.
Nice. Thank you. Nice to have you on. Good to. I so appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was kind of amazed when you contacted me almost 2 weeks ago, I guess, to say that that my channel was. I don't know. Is this what going viral is?
This is on the way to it. If it continues to path, absolutely. And I'd love to talk with you in depth to what would be your liking. I imagine off stream at some point, but without I guess throwing off the viewers or going too far off the fish. In a brief explanation, basically, YouTube is just a giant search engine. It's the second
Right.
largest search engine in the world after Google, who owns YouTube. And so it works off of a lot of different algorithms, analytics, things like that. One of the things that's happening right now with YouTube, given the current health state of the world, is a lot more people are spending time on YouTube. YouTube, like any business, is trying to optimize on that. So there are a lot of different videos that they're taking right now. And basically what they're doing is you get put in different categories. They say, well, this video has done well in this group of people. Let's move it up to the next level. Let's show it to an additional 10,000 people, see how it performs there. And then it does well there. And then they say, well, let's show it to 100,000 people, see how it performs there. That, along with the length of that particular video, the one that is like 26,000 views on it. They really, YouTube likes longer videos because they get people engaged on there. And a lot of times once you get on those longer videos, you just kind of keep rolling, almost kind of in terms of taking the place of television. So YouTube kind of switched over a while back where they started trying to engage people with longer videos, get you watching longer, get more ads in front of the consumer so they can make more money. So it's good for you and it's good for YouTube. But in a nutshell, that's basically what's happened. Not just with your channel, but specifically with the first video that takes off. Of course, once that video takes off, then they recommend more of your content to those people that are enjoying that video. So you get other videos that take off because they get... Yeah,
exactly. Right. That's what's happening. Yes, right.
Exactly what's going on.
Now I'm getting on the reach, I'm getting about a 5% click through. Is that pretty standard?
That's fairly standard. That is generally considered a decent click-through rate. They're going to show it to a lot of people, and it's it's great to get higher, but 5% is not anything to complain about. 5% is a good place to be at. Of course, you'd love to see it higher, but given the way that you're going, I think that even with a 5% click-through rate, the amount of people, which if you click on impressions, when you're on your analytics tab, it will show you how many people it's showing your thumbnail to, recommending, and suggesting.
Right.
Go to, so you can look and go, okay, well, it suggested or it put my video in front of 100,000 people, 500.
Yeah, I'm at 445,000 in the last 7 days.
See, that's phenomenal. That is, I don't want to say the first step, but that's several steps into going viral. And if it continues to go that way, that's just going to shoot you through the roof. And that's what we're hoping for. I've seen, usually not in the fish fam. It's kind of hard for our niche
exactly
to do it. But I've seen a lot of other people that I follow that usually are talking YouTube analytics and things like that. One young lady in particular, I watched a video of hers one day, came back the next week, she had 16,000. 2 months later, she's at 140,000 subscribers. And they just keep
holy cow
content. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if you continue doing what you're doing and with the content that you're doing. If YouTube continues to push like they have, to just see your channel skyrocket through. It's kind of, you're at that point of, if you keep doing what you're doing and giving YouTube what they want, the algorithm should continue to work for you and it should keep skyrocketing you upward.
Huh. What's the long-term effect of that?
The long-term effect of that, of course, eventually you reach a plateau with just about anything.
Right.
Especially given that we're in, a hobby or a niche.
Yeah, I keep expecting it to plateau. So far, it's not.
Well, there's definitely, you're not anywhere near the ceiling. If you look at people like Aquarium Co-op, the amount of viewers he's got, or even like the King
He's at 250,000. Yeah.
And then of course you've got KG Tropicals, which is 150,000 plus. There's definitely a lot more room to move upward. Do I think that this will be a result, or that this will result in you, overtaking the king of DIY? Probably not, but it's a possibility. You never know. But I could definitely see you ending up with, 100,000 plus subscribers at the end of it, no problem. So
Yeah, it's been 1,000 subscribers in the last 7 days.
yeah, and that's amazing. And I'll be honest, I'm going to end up hopefully capitalizing off of some of that. It's funny because I was talking to the Zen Ginger that I talked to a lot, and I said, I've had people asking, and had one ask last night for an update on my father fish dirted tank. And I said I need to do that. And so theoretically what will happen is they will start to suggest my video, and I bring this up because you were asking specifically about analytics and the algorithms and things. So when I do my video, theoretically what would happen was they would start suggesting that to a small group of people that are watching your video because it's related to your content and it
Right.
you. And then if people like that video, they'll do the same thing and I'll say, hey, well, let's stick it in front of some more people. So it's almost like one of those things you can trip into things that happen good for you that you don't even know necessarily. Kayla's Bikes, James Fatherfish has his channel category set as entertainment rather than pets, etc.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting, and it honestly may be what's helping right now, possibly. I don't know that for sure. The categories, there's not a ton of information on exactly how they impact.
Yeah, the only reason that's happened is because I didn't know how to change it.
Right. And I would love to. We can actually do a StreamYard offline at some point, and I'd be happy to go through with you and help you look at anything or adjust anything you'd like to. I've done that with quite a few YouTubers, just because I've spent a lot of time working with StreamYard.
Yeah, I think I'm at a point that I really need to get some advice.
Right. And I honestly, at this point, I would not change it off of entertainment into the pets category.
Okay.
Simply because it's working right now.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
If you hit a plateau, I would probably change it then because it may start throwing you into other suggestions. But given that you're currently in the entertainment category, and that happens a lot, especially when you have live streams, they want to automatically put them as entertainment. And then you have to go back and change that to where it's not automatically in the entertainment category. But
yeah, I changed a couple, but it does it kind of automatically.
Yeah. Now you can change your channel default, and I can go into that with you another time. But honestly, I would leave it right now. That may be something that has helped you get out in front of more people because we're so used to trying to come back and get everything geared specifically towards our general audience. So we go in and we set it to pets because we wanted it to most people. Whereas with you being under the entertainment category, it may be showing you to a broader audience, and that's how it sparked that.
Well, I'm looking at our chat, and as is typical, that everybody is going off on their own conversation. They have fascinating conversations on my chat, most of which I'm not a party to because they get busy talking about other things. So I'm going to go, we're about out of time here.
Absolutely. And I just realized that my my other mic is swung over there. I guess I moved it when I got home, but I'm glad you've been able to hear me. I guess I'm sorry, folks, if you couldn't. Normally I have my mic arm down here, but
I don't think there was any echo either.
Good deal. Well, yeah, I appreciate you. One thing I will say is I am going to go back and add some sand to this tank right here and give it a deeper substrate. I put about 60 pounds of gravel in there yesterday when I planted it, and I'm going to definitely go in and add more sand. But I appreciate you, and I will let you get back to your stream. Hopefully we haven't bored the fish people too much.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll get back to you. I really, I appreciate your expertise.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Thank you very much, James. Good to talk to you. All right. Amazing guy. Jared Dreamer. Obvious you do is pick you up, putting you in front of others. Redfish Bluefish is talking about, excuse me, moss balls. I could not agree more. When you learn what moss balls really are and how they're made it sort of leaves you in a state of quandary. Save that for another story. But Redfish is onto it. Good to see you. That was kind of funny. I don't know whether you picked up my notice. And let's see. I'm not going to try to back up on everything. We're kind of running out of time. Thank you all so much for plugging in. I was excited about getting James on because so much has been happening on my channel that I frankly don't understand. So it was just really, really helpful to chat with him. And I hope that it was informative and worthwhile to at least a few of you. Although I know that you carry on without me very effectively, which I appreciate. What did we get to? We got to 68. Wow, that's fabulous. Thank you all so much. We're going to go now. It's 4:01. We could do this for another hour. Let me just ask one thing before I go. The Wednesday afternoon stream, I've been trying to do collecting streams, field streams in the field, if you will. And so far, it's not gone real well. Mostly, I think, because I'm in fairly remote areas where I don't get a good signal. Now, this last time, the problem was I ran out of juice and I didn't have a charger for my charger. Couldn't charge my charger in order to keep my phone charged. But I wanted to get your idea of whether how you feel about those field work streams, whether it's something you want me to stick with or it's a waste of time and too frustrating. Just let me know what you think. You can send me a note. You can comment after this. I'll be sure to pick up on it. I'm really interested in some feedback. Christina, Father fishes in the wind, says Caitlin. God bless you all. Wonderful to be here. Chera Dreamer is saying YouTube has a habit of doing that, throwing the full force of the internet onto people before they might be ready. Here's hoping you learn to ride the wave. I hope so too. I'm going to try to get some help. I've been talking to a few people who have been there or are there. So thank you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. We'll shoot for Wednesday again and see if we can make it work. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Let me get to the bottom and see who's counting. 3, 2. Thank you all. God bless and goodbye. Stay safe, everyone. God bless you. 2-1. Right.